Hello and welcome to your evening deep stretch class. So in this class, we hold the poses for a little bit longer and they can get a little uncomfortable. Of course, I don't want you to feel any pain. I just want you to go to the point where you feel just that little bit of stretch. And if you're comfortable, maybe going in to feel a little bit more of the stretch. So if you want to come out of the stretch at any point, that is totally okay. Take a break and then come back into it. We are only going to do a few poses today because it is the longer poses. And today we're going to get into the delts, the traps, the hamstrings, hips, and the quads. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Usually in this class, my participants feel pretty relaxed and they don't work up a sweat, but depending on how you hold your body and where you're tight, you might actually work up a little bit of a sweat in this class. So you'll have to see for yourself. I'm going to get the music on and then we're actually going to get started in child's pose. So go ahead and make your way to your mat. Find your shins resting on the ground, toes untucked, big toes touch, knees are nice and wide. And then when you're ready, let your upper body fall forwards over your legs as your palms reach towards the top of your mat. Gently rest your forehead down onto the earth. This is your child's pose, your balasana. You may notice I have some blocks at the top of my mat. Know that blocks are completely optional in class. I am going to be teaching with and without them. So every pose, you'll see what it looks like with and without the blocks. If you'd like a substitute for the blocks, you can use a glass container. You can use wine bottles, haha. You can use a towel, a foam pillow. You can use some books. But if you don't have them, it's okay. Everything will be all right. Take a big inhale here. Open mouth, exhale. 2 more long inhale. Open mouth. 1 more, breathe in. Open mouth, sigh it out. Find some natural breath. Every inhale, every exhale, generous and full. Aware of the expansion at your back body, the fall in of your ribs. Aware of what happens within you when you find this generous breath. The first step to relaxation is to get yourself in the right mindset. Yes, you have things to do outside of this hour, but for now, you are here. You chose to show up. Right now, choose to honor that decision you made. Be present. Be intentional for the next 50 minutes we have together. From your child's pose, you are welcome to stay right here, or you can slowly start to slide your fingertips over to the right. Pause when you feel a very light, gentle stretch in your left side body. Rest your left palm on top of your right palm, and then close your left shoulder down towards the earth. If it serves you today, walk your fingertips a little further over to the right. Find an even deeper stretch in your left side body. And gently move yourself through center. Palms walk over to the left. Find a small stretch at first in your right side body as you plant your right palm on top of your left. Close your right shoulder down. And if you would like a deeper stretch, wiggle your fingertips farther over to the left and slightly away from you to invite a little bit more length, and then close your top shoulder down again. And with gentleness, make your way back through center. Press right into your palms. Lift your chest up. Move into a four-legged pose right here. Keep your toes tucked under. Take an inhale. Let your belly lower. Heart reaches forward. Shoulder blades slide back. Really press into your toes. Exhale, round and curl. Chin moves into your chest. Push the mat away from you with your limbs. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, find center. Extend your right toes behind you and press into them a lot as you send your right heel farther behind you. Stretch into your calf, a little bit into the hamstring. Slowly lower your right knee back down, other side. Slide your left toes behind you. Press them firmly into the earth as you let your heels slide even farther back. Maybe recruit your palms here. Press into the mat to send your body back further in space. Stretch your calf. Slowly lower your left knee back down towards the earth. Untuck your toes and slide your left palm underneath your nose or maybe even underneath your left eye. Depends on where you want the placement. Inhale, right arm sweeps us tall open. Exhale, thread the needle. Right palm comes underneath your left arm as you rest your right shoulder down towards the ground. Head comes heavy on the earth. You can do whatever you like with your left hand. You can reach it around and behind you for a half bind. You can leave it where it is. Or for a little bit more intensity, crawl your left fingertips forwards on your mat and place your chin down on the ground. You have the option to stay right where you are, or you can follow me. You'll press your fingertips, your left fingertips into your mat, so your arm lifts, and lift your head up as well. And then you'll begin to slide your legs behind you. So you come lying down on your belly. Your right arm is still underneath you. From here, flip the right palm face down on the earth. And sweep your left arm over to the right. Palm is also face down. Press into the mat with your palms and then grip your palm towards your midline. Take an inhale, look forward. As you exhale, try to rest your chin over your arm. And to come out of this, lift your head up, unwind your arms, be gentle, use your palms as support. Bring your palms next to your ribs, press your big toes into the mat, pelvis roots you down. Inhale, lift your nose forwards and up to find a baby cobra. As you exhale, lower back down and just press back into that tabletop position. Find your right palm underneath either your nose or your right eye. Inhale, left arm flutes up tall. Exhale, thread the needle. Left arm comes underneath right as it rests down. Left shoulder, left side of your head follows. You can stay here. This is an awesome stretch for the delts, or you can reach your right arm behind you, find a half bind. Palm can stay where it is, or you can even crawl your right fingertips forwards on your mat. You can stay right where you are, or for that slight bit more intensity, turn your chin down onto the ground. Stay right where you are, or follow me. You'll lift your head up, really press into your right fingertips as you slide your legs behind you to rest heavy on your mat. Turn your left palm to face down as you sweep your right arm over to the left, also face down. Grip your palms down into the earth and towards your midline so you get some activation. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, let your head, your chin rest on your arms. So this is a great stretch right here for the traps. You may notice you're leaning off to one side. Try to imagine your hips getting level and then your shoulders getting level on the horizon. And then with gentleness, start to unwind yourself. Use your hands to support you. Find that little cobra alignment right here. And then when you're ready, inhale to scoop your nose, chest forward and up. Exhale, lower. Push yourself back up into that tabletop. And from your tabletop, make your way into a downward facing dog, however you want to get there. Press to your palms, heels lengthen down towards your mat. Keep a gentle or a generous bend in your knees to accommodate your body. Slowly begin to bend into your right knee. Extend your left heel towards the mat and slowly switch. Continue to bicycle your heels up and off the ground here. Find some more length in the backs of your legs. So this is a wonderful stretch for the backs of the legs, but this pose also builds heat in the arms if you can't already feel it. Hang with me. This will be one of the only times in class we build this heat. And then let your body fall into stillness in this inverted V shape. Let your heels get even heavier towards the mat. Root through your palms and press through them like you're trying to lift out of your shoulders. Tail lengthens up to the sky. I know you're doing a beautiful job. Gaze forward to the top of your mat. Walk your feet towards your hands. Find a forward fold. Inhale for a halfway rise. And as you exhale, fold over your hips, your pelvis. Crown lengthens towards your mat. Even here, if you want that generous bend in your knees, take it. And a note about forward fold. I mean, why do your toes have to be facing forward? It's uncomfortable for some people. Your toes can be facing slightly out. That's okay. They can be wider than your hips. That's also okay. You decide what feels best in your body. What I like to do is align my knees towards the top of my mat. So if my knees are knocking in, that means I need to turn my toes out just a little bit. If my toes are out too far, my knees go out too far, I need to turn them back in. So play with it. See what works for you and your body. From your forward fold, I want you to bend your knees a lot. Hips sink down and then lift your hips back up. So find that length again. Here you are back in your forward fold. And then we'll do that again. So bend deeply into your knees, hips come down, and then lengthen back up into your fold. Beautiful. From your forward fold, bend into your knees again, palms plant on your mat. Right foot will anchor you down and your left foot will step back into a lunge. Squeeze into your left glute right here, and then try to get your hips to come down. So you should feel some resistance and a nice big stretch in your left hip flexors. Look forward, chest is open. And then gently lower your left knee down towards your mat. You can keep your toes tucked under or you can untuck them. Choose what works best for you. Slide your hips towards your left heel as you take your right toes to the sky. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, fold over your front leg, your half splits. So if you need a bend here in that right knee, find that bend. Palms can stay underneath your shoulders or they can lengthen out in front of your toes. You get to choose. And if you happen to have blocks or anything that you could use as blocks and want to use them, this is a great place to bring the mat closer to you. So if you find your right hamstring to be especially tight, look at that. I just brought the mat closer to me. I'm not stretching my body out so much. And I'm finding a stretch in this right hamstring, but nothing that's going to hurt me or harm me or make me feel uncomfortable. And with this flex of your right toes, make it a very gentle flex. So don't flex like it's the end of the world. Just be nice and gentle. Your body deserves that. You're welcome to stay here, or you can start to turn your toes in. So turn them towards your left arm. This is an IT band stretch. And then gently move your toes back through center, shift forward into your low lunge. From your low lunge, heel toe your right foot out to the right. Move your right hand to the inside of your foot. From here, you might need to slide and scoot your right foot forwards just a little bit. So we're gonna come into a pretty deep lunge here, a runner's lunge. If you have those blocks, a pillow, those wine bottles, whatever you wanna use, bring the mat closer right here. Place your hands on top on any block setting that you would like. You have the option to stand your palms, or you can even bring your forearms down to your mat here. This is a really big opener for the hip flexors on the left side, so just be gentle. Move slow. Start somewhere, wherever that starting point is. Progress as you can, as you will, as you want. And then with absolute intention. So you're not already on your palms, come on up to your palms. So come out of the stretch just for a little bit. Look forward. This can intensify the hip flexor stretch just a little bit. And you have the option to stay here for a little bit longer, or you can reach your right arm forward, up and back to lead you into a twist. Stay, or you can float your left toes, find them with your right palm as you come into a quadricep stretch. One of my favorite places to use my block in my own yoga practice is right here. I still get a fantastic quad stretch, but my body is supported. But you get to choose whatever you want. This is your body. You do what feels right. And slowly unravel if you came into the quad stretch. From your lunge, float your back knee off of the ground and step right back into a downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet a little bit. Notice the difference that you feel in your body. And then look at the top of your mat and step forward with your left foot. Keep your right knee off of the ground and squeeze a lot into your right glute. You should immediately start to feel a stretch in the hip flexors, especially when you try to lower your hips down. There will be some resistance and you probably won't be able to lower your hips all that much. So keep that squeeze. Gaze forward. And then gently lower your right knee down. Toes can stay tucked or untucked, your choice. Shift your hips back as your left toes come up to the sky. Take a big inhale, find some length. As you exhale, fold over your front leg. Keep a bend in your knee or don't, up to you. Use blocks or don't. Palms underneath your shoulders or crawling all the way towards the top of your mat. You find that very gentle flex with your left toes, nothing forced. No flexing like it's the end of the world. We don't need that in our lives. Just gentleness. You're welcome to stay right here, or you can slowly start to turn your toes in towards the right, towards your right arm for an IT band stretch. And then gently bring your toes back to center as you shift yourself forwards into a lunge. From your lunge, heel toe, your left foot to the left as your left hand comes on the inside of your foot. When you make this adjustment, you might need to slide your left foot forwards, maybe a little bit, maybe a lot. Stay right here on your palms. This is a fantastic place to be in your runner's lunge. You can use your blocks, your helpful containers, your books underneath your palms to bring the mat closer to you, or you can come closer to your mat as you lower your forearms down. Wherever you choose to be, choose gentleness. I'm using that word a lot today because we're focused so much on toughness and having to present ourselves as unbreakable to the world, but you are allowed to be gentle. You get this one life, you get this one body, and you have all these choices ahead of you. Right now, choose gentleness, choose softness, choose slow. See if you can relax into your back leg a little bit more. Find that release. And then slowly press into your palms. If you're not already there, lift your chest up. You can stay here as you gaze forward, bit of an extra hip stretch, or you can reach your left arm forward, sweep it up and back to bring yourself into a twist. Pause, or gather your right toes in with your left palm for a quadricep stretch. And gently unwind. Go ahead and step right back into that downward dog. Pedal your feet out. Notice the immediate differences, and then as time goes on, notice the sameness, the symmetry, perhaps not perfect symmetry, but something close to it in your body. Gaze forward at your right thumb. Take your right knee and pull it towards your right hand as your heel comes towards your left groin. Uncurl your back toes as you fall into a number 7, a pigeon pose. Big inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, forward fold over your leg. If you need support here, these blocks, these containers, your blanket, your pillow can slide right up underneath your right hip or your right butt cheek. That's going to bring the mat closer to you and alleviate a lot of the pressure from your front leg, especially if you have any ACL or meniscus issues or have in the past. That can be really helpful. In your pigeon pose, you're welcome to stay, pause here. You can lie down completely for support for your head. If you want to come back into a twist, your right palm will stay forward. Left arm will find a thread the needle as you rest on top of your left shoulder. Drop in right here. We hold tension everywhere in our body, especially in the hips, the glutes, the upper back. That's why we're stretching all of that today to release that tension in. Tension isn't necessarily bad. It's there to help hold you up, but we can definitely invite extra tension in that we do want to release. So right here, slow breath. Breath filled with intention, filled with love and gratitude for what your body can do for you. Every inhale, every exhale, an opportunity to sink a little deeper into that awareness, knowing your body, how it responds, your unique self. And from your pigeon pose, if you're not already there, lift your chest up. Curl your back toes under as you float your back knee, step back into your downward facing dog. Give yourself some movement. And then find stillness. Take your gaze to your left thumb as you step your knee towards your left arm. Make a number 7 with your leg. When you're ready, big inhale, find some length. And as you exhale, forward fold over your leg. You can stay, you can support your forehead, you can come into your twist, your thread the needle on this side. You decide, it's completely up to you. And a lot of the time in yoga, we'll talk about doing the same thing on one side as you did the other. And yes, sure, you can do that, that's fine. But if you don't want to, that's also fine. If you're just not feeling it on one side of the body, if it's painful, that's okay. Oftentimes, We seek out yoga to fix something, but that's not what yoga is about at all. It's about discovering, it's about the journey, it's about acknowledgement. And if you choose to fix, that can be done off your mat. It can be done in a way that is safe for your body, for yourself. Right here as you breathe, work on longer inhales, longer exhales. Focus on your breath to allow yourself to fold deeper into this pose. And very gently start to press yourself back up. This time, roll onto your left hip as you swing your right leg forward. Give your legs a little shake, a little wake up after compressing into the hip. From here, from the soles of your feet to your mat, arms will support you right behind you. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. So this is our seated pigeon pose, or seated figure four, and we are stretching into the hips again, but just in a bit of a different way. So from this position, I want you to roll onto your right hip, your right glute, and just kind of roll around a little bit and notice any tender spots. This is what we did back in the day before foam rolling was trendy. If you find a tender spot, you can hold it for just a little bit. I have to tell you, the first time I did this, I've been teaching for almost 10 years. It was almost 10 years ago. And I couldn't for the life of me find a tender spot. And I think it was because it was when I was really young. I had a lot of flexibility. The only exercise I really did was skiing and yoga. And as I've gotten older and I've had desk jobs and have been sitting a lot, it's easy for me to find these points now. I have a lot of them versus me thinking I had none when I was younger. So if you're in the boat where you're not feeling anything, sometimes that's okay. You're still aiding your body. You're still getting a stretch, even if you don't feel the stretch. That's what people think, is that you must feel the stretch, and you don't necessarily have to. It might just be the tiniest little bittiest pull, and that's your stretch right there. You don't have to go to the point where you're feeling like you're opening and stretching a lot. That can be harmful, especially if you're the kind of person that has a lot of flexibility and mobility. You can be stretching into the tendons and ligaments, and sometimes those don't go back to normal if you overstretch them. So just be gentle. The theme of this class, gentleness. All right, come back to center and let's go ahead and switch the legs out, other side. Roll onto that left hip. And just rock around a little bit. Pause if you feel any tender spots. We're foam rolling without the foam. We're bone rolling, if that doesn't give you a terrible imagery. You may notice one side is a lot different or a little bit different than the other. For me, my right leg is my dominant leg. So when we're on the right side, I felt it a lot in my glutes. On this side, not so much. I only have maybe 2 tender spots here, and that's really it. So if you need to lean back a lot, lean back. This is about exploration. And if you're not feeling it, you're still getting a hip stretch with this figure 4 position. It doesn't feel as intense because pigeon pose was really intense since we had our body weight on top, and that was really helping the stretch. But so this is more of a passive stretch at this point. And slowly come back into a seat. From here, start to lie down on your mat. So from here, we are going to come into some pretty deep stretches. I want you to know these are completely optional. You can stop wherever you want to, wherever you need to. If you just want to come into an early Shavasana, that's fine as well. So first, in your supine position, your left leg will stay nice and long. You'll bring your right leg up to the sky, and you'll start by interlacing your finger behind your thigh. You may have a little bend in your knee here, and that's okay. Start with that. Let both sides of your hips get heavy towards the earth. And guide your leg a little bit closer in towards your body, and you can keep that gentle bend in your knee. Stay right here, or start to slide your palms behind your calf. You may notice your leg lengthens a little bit more. Again, go gentle, go slow. I want your toes to be completely relaxed here. So we focus just on the leg, not anything extra in the feet here. Now, you're still very, very, very gently pulling your leg in closer towards your body. Nice and gentle here. Stay, or maybe you move your palms around your ankle, or maybe you take your peace fingers of your right hand around your right big toe. I am comfortable right here with my hands on my calf, and this is where I'm going to stay. Slow guidance of your leg in closer towards your body. Now you can stay here, or I'll give you another option. This is a deep hip stretch coming up. You can stay here, or you can start to follow me, and we'll move in stages, and you can stop again wherever you'd like. If you'd like to continue, you can bend your knee, pull your knee in towards your right inner arm. Nice little stretch right here. If you'd like to continue, grab onto the sole of your right foot with your left hand. Just kind of wiggle around a little bit, get comfortable. The knee's at a funny angle, so be very careful here. If you'd still like to continue, start to pull with both hands that right foot towards your left shoulder. So it's almost like we're in the shape of our pigeon pose, but this time we're on our back. And instead of a number 7, we're trying to get that, well, I guess it's still a number 7, where we're trying to get that shin parallel with our chest instead of on a diagonal with our body. You can stay right here if this is enough. If you're still craving more, wrap your left elbow around the outer part of your right foot. Wrap your right elbow around the outer part of your right knee, and then interlace your hands. They'll meet right in front of your shin. So you'll notice this left leg, it might start to float up. Get as heavy as you can. Now we can go even further. If you'd like, uninterlace your fingers, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, reach your right arm behind you, bend your elbow, and then clasp onto your left fingertips. They'll meet on the outside of your left ear. And from here, recline back as much as you can. This is a huge stretch right here. So you pause wherever you want to pause. You be careful. The knee, the ankle, they're at kind of funny angles. So if it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. If it does, it does. Okay, wherever you are, nice and slow, like you love yourself, unwind, extend the right leg long. Oh, that's a good release right there. Palms on your belly, take an inhale. Open mouth. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Nice work. All right. Lift your left leg straight up to the sky. If this feels good and you want to hold here, hold here. This is phenomenal. Let's all the blood flow back down into your body. If you'd like to continue with the hamstring stretch, take your fingertips behind your thigh. It's okay if there's a bend in your knee. If you pull your leg in closer towards your body, let both sides of your hips get heavy towards the earth. Pause here or start to slide your palms behind your calf. All the while, gently, micro movement as you pull your leg in closer towards your body. You have time here. Use the time. There's no rush. Breathe into it. Use your breath. Every inhale, imagine space. Every exhale, imagine occupying that space. Palms can stay or they can wrap around your ankle, or you can take your peace fingers of your left hand around your left big toe. Be careful here because I want your toes to be pretty relaxed. So don't try to yank your toes in towards your face. You're going to feel something really intense in the back of your left leg. You can actually end up pinching a nerve if you overflex that foot while you're stretching the hamstring. So keep the toes pretty relaxed here, wherever you choose to be. Okay, friends, you have the option to stay right here, work on this delicious hamstring stretch, or you can follow me into a really big hip stretch. To start, you'll bend your knee in towards your left inner arm. Oh, that's a pretty good release too. And then as you're ready, you can start to grab onto the sole of your left foot with your right hand. Maybe wiggle around a little bit, get a feel. How is this in your body and on this side? If you'd like, you can start to use both your hands to very gently, our word of the class, pull your left foot towards your right shoulder. And if this is good for you, you stay right here. This is awesome. I would stay right here if I was taking this class. And if you want to progress, you know where to go. Hook your elbows around your foot, around your knee. Palms will interlace in front of your shin. Recline back as much as you can. And then if you'd like to go further, left arm reaches up and back as you bend your elbow. Receive your right fingertips with your left hand. They'll rest outside of your right ear. Recline back as much as possible. And look at me, I'm rolling over towards the right. If that happens to you, try to get your hips steady, centered on your mat. And then very, very slowly release. Extend your legs out. Oh, it feels so good. This time, palms face up next to your body. Fall into your mat. into your body, fall into these open spaces you have created. Inhale, take in a little more air. Slow open mouth. Inhale. Take in more air. This time, audible sigh. Oh yeah, make it big. One more inhale. Take in more. Audible sigh. Full body relaxation. Settle in. New sensations. Relieved sensation. The feeling of total openness in your body. Absolutely relaxed. Less tense. It starts with your mindset. It ends with your mindset. If you need more generous breath to help yourself relax, find that generous breath, that audible exhale. And stay nice and soft and slow. Gently roll your head over to the right, chin to right shoulder, and then take your gaze over to the left, chin to left shoulder. Find center as you move your fingers and your toes, your ankles, and your wrists. Arms and legs liven and awaken organic movement. Knees come in towards your chest. Give yourself a few rocks left to right. Massage your lower back, maybe even into your glutes. And as you're ready, fall off to one side. Use your palms as support as you press yourself into a comfortable seat. No rules, no requirements, whatever a seat means to you. Palms touch. Hands at heart center, chin bows in towards your chest. Thank you so much for choosing to show up for yourself, for choosing to be gentle, soft, and slow. The light and the teacher in me will always walk with and will always learn from the light and the teacher in you. Namaste. Thank you for class. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And if you took this class at night, I really hope that this gets you ready for bed, nice and relaxed, nice and gentle, nice and slow. See you next time.